For Sara Lyons, someone who touches you but won't go away. I see you through the stained glass there, in the reflections where the soft light slowly dims. Who left her throne to be serene, where the soft light slowly dims. Your ivory face is lost beneath a cap of warm dark hair, and I see you there, Sara, where the soft light slowly dims. Like the morning sun, you make the winter dawn, Sara, the fantasy fair, just to see you there, where the soft light slowly dims, where the soft light slowly dims. For Sara Lyons, they mystified her being with incense and lace, said mystical shadings ran across her face, like ivory in a mask beneath a cap of warm dark hair, a face of gentle glass. But they never looked beyond the secrets, Sara, of her past. It was there, between the tarot and the beads. It cried out with her needs to share. Poetic license was everywhere. They called her many things, mystical shadings, it all had a ring. Bells and chimes and rhymes and I Ching. They misunderstood, Sara, the flowers in her hair. They mystified her being, thought they were created by rainbows in the air. Sara, she believed it was her time. Her star was an act of divine, said mystical poetic license. Sara grows on a vine. It was never about her, but it was all in their mind. Like ivory in a mask. And they placed her on the altar of their shrine. Beneath a cap. Somewhere in between the altar and her needs, it consumed all the spirit in the way her moon would bleed. They prophesized, poeticized, between her darkness and light. She would see the truth in the movement of their flight. Voices would tempt her, taunt her, disturb her and haunt her. Just beyond the altar, the shadows were there. Questions never answered, Sara, the undertow of despair. Oblivion is seductive when a requiem of voices become an echo-drenched blues on the wings of fate. She thought she heard it coming on her way to heaven's gate. Many would enter her garden into prestige. The fruits of their passion would soil with her needs and steeds. She held all her secrets in a seclusive shell. Her mystery always played well, and it would sell, adding to the legend and the plot not to be forgot. She could ever be. All she ever wanted was a love and a family. Poetic license cast her to the deep sea. Sara, so oblivion is seductive. Sometimes it's a little late. She thought she heard it on the way to heaven's gate. Poetic license grows on a vine. It wasn't about her. It was all in their mind. When they placed her on an altar of their shrine, somewhere between the altar and her needs, they'll consume all the spirit in the way that her moon bleeds. Then they'll be gone. Before the mountains in the climb, she'd be the lady of sorrow who thought it was her time. Poetic license comes to mind. And when it all fades away, will she be remembered? The poem of yesterday. Sara, poem of yesterday. Down Thunder Run by Sky Hill Creek, and a cell of prayer was left to seek a pale moon. A midnight rise would hold a shine. It was whispered there she was the captive mind. Her purple dignity could fill a room with a stranger brew. A one-stop angel, she'd get to you with her moonlight swoon. She was the magic in all things you dream. With her Midas touch, her exile stare, a taste of sorrows would fill the air. Where the mystics danced, she will lead you there in a trance. Beware. She never made it hard for you to see the veil behind her mystery. But the pale moon, you would realize, you could tell her a secret, you could tell her lies, but you couldn't tell her the trail of the three monkeys' lies. The midnight rise would hold a shine, and the whispers there would hold your captive mind. She was the magic in all things you dream. With her Midas touch, her exile stare, a taste of sorrows was in the air. Where the mystics dance, she will lead you in a trance. Take care, you may think you're dancing in the air. Down Thunder Run by Sky Hill Creek, and a cell of prayer was left to seek a pale moon. A midnight rise would hold a shine. It was whispered there she was the captive mind. Her purple dignity could fill a room with a stranger brew. She was a one-stop angel, she would get to you with her moonlight swoon. She was all the magic in the magic you think you dream. With her Midas touch, her exile stare, a taste of sorrows would fill the air. Where the mystics dance, she would lead you in a trance. Beware. She never made it hard for you to see a veil behind her mystery. She could tell you a secret, you could tell her lies, but you couldn't tell her the tale of the monkey size. But one pale moon you would realize. The midnight rise would hold her shine. Where the whispers there would be her captive mind. She was in the magic in all the things you dream. With her Midas touch, her exile stare, a taste of sorrows was in the air. Where the mystics dance, she will lead you in a trance. Take care, you may think you're dancing in air. Down Thunder Run by Sky Hill Creek, and a cell of prayer was left for you to seek. A midnight rise would hold her shine. It was whispered there she was the captive mind. She was the captive mind. Maybe all exiles of love who are trying to get out of love alone. Nobody gets out of love alone. Some things are not easy to lose. The blues will remind you the past is not behind you. Yesterday is in tomorrow's sigh, a long goodbye, nowhere to hide. Nobody gets out of love alone. Why do people think so much about you? Is it your gypsy style? Is the tarot so much what's about you, lady of the morning Nile? Are the rings upon your hands just the tea leaves in your plans? Are you reading from a cup now filled with wine? Are the cards you're laying down saying judgment's just around the corner where the sinking sun that shines? Why do people think so much about you? Is it your gypsy smile? Are the sparrows so much what's about you, lady of the morning Nile? Are you thinking how far your graffiti strung on stars? Is the pale rider horseless after you? Is the silence on your mind just a mystery of your time? Are you bleeding from the life that tries to heal through the real? Are the yards forever long where the trains are forever gone? Has the headless drummer solos for your feel? How come you always run when it's no deal surreal? Are you calling to recall what you sense is not at all? Are the candles in the rain just a symbol of your pain, lighting up the past to sorrow you? Is it just a dream for your repent, the psychic world you would invent? Past lives always follows like a hue, lady of the morning now. Why do people think so much about you? Why do people think so much about you? Why do people think so much about you? The Jimmy Lyons Experience.
Jimmy Lyons, number one. Thank you.
There'll always be melody, strung between the melodic imaginings of breath and kiss, to touch wetness of flesh, rolling over in suns to speak in soft whispers. There'll always be melody, improvised flights fleeing through dark tunnels of fugitive hidings. There'll always be melody, to explode in patches of clouds, fall a lyrical blue into your woman's eyes, a jazz flight till dawn. Do you hear the distance of horn to earth, the infinite note without the breath of measure? Bui spide, spide do you we splay doi dai, spudu do wala splapadati ya patati ya spide, spudu de de bandidi bandi ya do puti ya te ya sati. There'll always be melody, to explode in patches of clouds, fall a lyrical blue into your woman's eyes, a jazz flight till dawn. There'll always be melody.
Melody, Sara. You will always be like the dark orchid's blues in the moving mist, sealed in a kiss. The rush hours are stacked. The last streetcar returning to the yard is disappearing like a star. Soon jazz will be blown, and after our places will have a moody blues as it traces those smoky dives and hideaways, those live-life faces. And you realize at the break of day, nobody stayed to love you. Now you're alone. The blues may be drowning in those telltale sorrows, telling you need something to live for, someone's tomorrow. There's something about the blues. There's something about the blues that will weigh you down. There's something about the blues when your lover has left town. Something about the night, the traffic silent cry, when disparities pile high. In that smoky jazz-like feel, the blues will
curl and bend to reveal a naked kiss on the lips of the neon night's misty bliss.
For Sara Lyons, someone who touches you but won't go away. Sara's secret wasn't the judgment of fire that iced the cool response of her desire. To know its rule is not to be a fool or conspire. The eagle and the hawk are its messengers' words. Lightning, thunder, and rain, far off in the heavens dance. Sara's secret, like a storm going berserk, there's always a chance. Sara's secret may be following the dance. There's always a chance. Sara's secret may follow with romance. Sara's secret is more about love that can happen to you, more about the rivers you're moving to. It isn't a crazy rhythm or money on ice. A musketeer's hunch, it could come in the night with a dwarf or a lunch. Glittering rockets, not something you wouldn't want to hawk. Someone who touches you but won't go away. She reminds me of a summer lost between the scattered rains, of a love affair that we almost shared, that left us quickly as it came. She reminds me of footsteps that whisper through the morning grass, and you realize that winter is finally gone at last. She reminds me of a puzzle where the pieces almost fit, and a game once played many yesterdays where you were always it. Reminds me of a carousel that's silent winter long, a melody once familiar to me, now just a forgotten song. She reminds me of laughter that echoes down the hall like a gaslight on the quiet street that burns for lovers yet to meet. A music box upon an antique wall. She reminds me of the good times and the things we almost shared, like a poem once heard, but you forgot the words, and yet it lingers there in a dream that's softly sleeping in a locket that you're keeping. She reminds me she's there. For Sara Lyons, the dark orchids, moving mist, shadow eyes in the misty bliss. Running star is moving high, the lovesick blues won't tell you why. It's raining rainbows, but there is no sky. Down Silver-Cut Road, there's a bit of sunshine where Sara's shadow used to climb in the Tejana mist. Autumn is the smiling half of winter's bliss. All the leaves are gold, summer's gone. Winter's running cold and moving on. Do you remember the fable of the three monkeys' lies? The lovesick blues won't tell you why. The shadow captain is never coming back to test the shadows in Sara's tracks. Will the sun split them in half? A velvet honey is in the shaft. Spanish leather is better than the last laugh. Do you remember the fable of the three monkeys' lies? Darkness would never overtake their lies. The lovesick blues will never tell you why. A tiny secret is on everyone's mind. Running star will always be there to shine. Do you remember the fable of the three monkeys' lies? It's raining rainbows, but there is no sky. Just look in Sara's eyes. The shadows are moving on. The fable of the three monkeys' lies is gone. Like a snowflake that's fallen, she's one of a kind. Sara Lyons. In the mist of the north, she'll always be. In the shadow captain's eyes, it was prophesied her mystery. Like the ghost of April, her presence was there in the morning light coming down the stairs to rooms of emptiness that couldn't hold us there. The cupboards were bare for many reasons we couldn't share. The doors of time were closing in the mind. In the mist of the north, the sun would rarely shine. The dark clouds stained rolling tons of sky, eclipsed the moon as it is passing by. Everywhere it's empty, just the silence of the past. Somewhere there's an echo of a love that couldn't last. In the mist of the north, suns rarely shine. In the shadow captain's eyes, it was prophesied you'd never be mine. For Sara Lyons, why from her lips her song and laughter from her lips? With her horse on a mountain, her dreams of her railing, eyes of cold silver for those who were failing, under a gypsy moon. Tambourine sound on a rooftop nearby. In the canteens you can hear the lovers cry. Why from her lips her song and laughter dying. For Sara Lyons, this is what I offer you. Ice cream sandwiches, red leotards, a baseball game, a credit card, a cat running 30 miles hard. This is what I offer you, Sara. Hawaiian shirts, the beach and fall, your own rainbow, a number to call when you're blue. This is what I offer you. Winter twilight moonlit nights, reflecting on a clear icy lake. Fire glow through frosted windows, your choice of any cake. A recipe for two, this is what I offer you. Exotic ports, creams, and peaches, Bermuda shorts, sandy beaches, your own place in the sun, Sara, someone to teach you yoga when your day is done. Onion domes and stained glass rooms, forest setting, a quilted loom. On a four-poster bed, your favorite book, Sara, to be read. A cozy fire for two. This is what I offer you. If I miss what you insist, I won't resist an antique sewing box, a book of your favorite snapshots, a poem that will lead us home somewhere. Sara, this is what I offer you to share. Go to the green room. Among the crystals there, be sure to turn and watch her comb the colors in her hair. She moves between the mirrors on the square. Among the dancers there, circle, turn, go to the green room. Walk among the morning light, greener than the jade of silence in her eyes, greener than the mysteries as you realized. Voices are on cue, a metaphor is being sung for you. If your wind is stirring, if your time stands still, it won't. If you think it will, you're in the past, it will. The next moment is not your last. To dream, look inside the flashes of your mind. Think about being here before. Think about in another time, in another mind. Circle, turn. Where the medallion swings around the handless clock, remnants of time in between the parking lot, as empty as a memory soon forgot. Voices are on cue, a metaphor is being sung for you. Go to the green room. Among the mineral there, be sure to turn as she becomes a fern, now suspended in a chair. Everything about her has turned to air. It moves between the mirrors on the square, among the dancers there. Circle, turn, go to the green room. You were there. Sara's choice, lightning kiss, will never have the bliss of an Acela moon, waning in the pale light of June, washing Silver Creek purple and gold. It was Sara's choice, the legends have been told. There was trouble in the country of the blind, and the one-eyed king was going out of his mind. Sara's choice was never a pearl in the sand. Strike the chord where the sword left the hand. Sara's choice was in the silence of the land. Hear the fear in the hurricane's eye. The Sandman's hour will devour the reasons why the halfway four refused to open the door of love. Sara's choice appealed to the gods above. The twilight's mirage was the corsage she would wear. Nobody said love was a dance in the air. The music dies and it's not always there. A night on the bayou has a Cajun appeal. Free the magic if you will. It was Sara's choice. It was Sara's choice.